Things humans will see for the first time, or things they were never meant to see.
Oh my god, ever in my life seen anything this creepy.
Be it creatures captured by people, or critters accidentally appearing in front of cameras.
Frog. It's kind of missing a face.
Tag along for a crazy ride into the insane world of ours that will leave you stunned. In America, a lifeless animal was found, believed to be a chupacabra. It had been decomposing for a long time and had very sharp teeth. The creature was large and sort of resembled a hyena. While it gained some popularity, its true identity remained a mystery. This creature coming out of the ground resembles a land octopus with its arm-like appendages. It popped out, grabbed something nearby, and quickly went back into its hideout. What a bizarre and unsettling creature, right?
Can eat me now. Look at them
This strange, deceased fish, resembling a pike, was found near a lake in Ontario. Its face was large and unusual. It had a resemblance to a crocodile, but it clearly belonged to a fish species. The body was long, and the face was just a skeleton with no eyes. Want to see something straight out of a horror movie?
Now let's not jump to any conclusions.
Meet the Carnictus sordicus, also known as vile meat weasel. This creepy thing is a worm-like creature that lives in the abyssal chasms of Skull Island.
That's right.
And for those of you who don't know, they can be 7 to 13 feet long. Now check out this kangaroo-like rat. This little guy is so mysterious that most people who see it for the first time just assume it was created in a lab by a scientist. However, you would be surprised to know that there is an actual kangaroo rat species out there. Crazy, right? I don't have the slightest idea of what this thing's supposed to be. Its face looks like that of an owl, but the body is very similar to an armadillo. Could it be a mutation between the two creatures? This is just downright creepy. This next video shows us a mysterious bird in the forest, which is quite large. It looked like its legs were broken, and it crawled oddly. Even its wings seems damaged. Its face had golden brown feathers, and its wings were black with a long beak. This bird was truly strange. This strange creature was discovered deceased in the waters of Thailand. It had a fish-like body and a face resembling that of an alien, complete with 2 webbed hands. Its yellow coloration gave it an otherworldly appearance, almost like a mermaid species. Back in 2016, in the Middle East, a giant mutant goat was born. This goat is enormous compared to normal goats and has a very unusual appearance. Its face, black in color, resembles that of a dragon with strange eyes and features. This weird-looking creature is a silvery marmoset, a New World monkey found in the eastern Amazon rainforests of Brazil. It has a distinctive appearance with its whitish silver-gray fur and dark tail, along with naked, flesh-colored ears. Look how big and yellow its ears are! Their diet primarily consists of tree sap, supplemented by bird eggs, fruit, insects, and small vertebrates. If you have never seen a frog walking on 2 feet before, oh, this is your lucky day. Look at this cute little guy trying to walk like a human. Maybe he was influenced by the humans around this place. Who's gonna tell him nothing good ever happened by copying humans? On a street in Mexico, a strange creature was spotted standing on the stairs. This unusual being had feet like a gorilla, as it was standing in a similar posture. Its entire body was black, and it had a mouth like a crow with a long beak. The combination of these features made it look very bizarre and mysterious. A miniature humanoid-like bug was discovered near the Pacific Northwest. It had a face that looked like an ant's, complete with antennae on its head. The rest of its body was more humanoid, with arms and legs. What a strange combination of features, right? Imagine taking a peaceful stroll in the woods and coming across this. It was encountered by locals in Ghana. Even though it looked like tree roots, they usually don't move quickly through the forest. These roots were thick and long, resembling something out of a movie. Let me know if you have any clue. A curious critter was discovered on a tree trunk in Argentina. It had legs similar to that of a grasshopper and a tough brown shell, which was relatively large in size. Interestingly, it seemed stuck to the tree, unable to move. Check out this person in Indonesia who found a giant log. When he opened it, to everyone's surprise, it was filled with worms. These worms were white in color and looked extremely creepy. But let me tell you that these strange-looking worms are actually a delicacy in Asia. Now, I don't know what this lobster's been eating, but he must be eating loads of food. I mean, just look at his size. This is what I would call the stuff of nightmares. This weirdly wormy creature was spotted in Taiwan by a group of locals. While they called it a demonic creature that came from the depths, this is a kind of horsehair worm that is all tangled up. This lifeless crab was found on a beach in Hawaii. It was a red crab, but the shell was hollow inside. When the man picked up the shell, a swarm of baby crabs started pouring out.
What is going on here?
While it may look creepy, I believe the tiny crabs took shelter inside of the shell. A tree was cut down from its roots, and the spot where it was severed began to contract and relax in a strange way. It was as if the earth itself was disturbed by the tree's removal. A newly discovered species? Or a creature straight from a horror movie? Spotted in Brazil, this strange spider species was large and black. Although it appeared lifeless, the strange spider was creepy enough to scare people. The man even poked it with a stick, but it didn't move. This strange eagle-sized bat was seen on the beach in Florida with impressively large wings. It flew around effortlessly, staying close to the ground. The big black bat moved gracefully, making its presence felt without flying too high. A strange honeybee was caught on camera doing something odd. It had its head in its hands, almost as if it was cleaning it or trying to reattach it to its body. It's like Mr. Potato Head from the Toy Story movies. Did the bee break it in an accident? A guy caught this eel-like creature that was pretty unusual.
Just the suction hurts, and there's its teeth. That tongue just cuts right into you.
Its mouth was right under its head and had hundreds of tiny, sharp teeth swirling around inside. It was all black and had this look like if it bit someone, it wouldn't let go until it had its fill. A fisherman came across a group of 4 strange fish species. What's weird about them is that they had no eyes and were purple in color. They were even lacking the usual fish scales. Their mouths were very small, but filled with sharp teeth. When a man tried to examine one by opening its mouth with a knife, it quickly started to attack. This slimy creature was recorded and posted on Reddit in 2021. Since then, it has confused people. It was long and covered in hundreds of legs, adding to the unsettling appearance. Moving on, this strange creature was captured on camera by locals in Alaska. It was holding onto a tree branch, standing there with its big black eyes staring ahead. The creature had a few long, weird hairs on its head and frog-like skin. And if you ever come across this, you already know what to do. Stay as far away as you can. Ever seen a zombie bird and wondered if it's real or a malfunctioning drone? Welcome to the quirky Birds Aren't Real movement, claiming all birds are government drones spying on us. Created as a parody in 2017, it now has thousands of followers spreading this bizarre theory just for fun. A strange mutant fish frog species was caught on a fishing rod, desperately trying to free itself from the hook. It has a face resembling a fish and a small tail, along with frog-like legs. Despite its attempts to escape, the man captured it. However, after failing to identify it, He later dropped it back into the water. Meet the headless frog.
This frog is kind of missing a face.
No, it's not just a metaphor. This frog actually does not appear to have a head.
It's still alive, somehow.
Its unusual condition has baffled viewers, raising questions about its survival and adaptation abilities. Researchers are studying this anomaly to understand how it manages to thrive without a crucial body part like its head. This image has been going viral for quite some time, with people coming up with several explanations. However, when I looked into it over the internet, it turns out this bustling fishnet factory is in full swing, with workers busy packing thousands of large, sturdy nets. These nets are robust and tightly woven, capable of holding a significant amount of fish without breaking. They're being prepared for shipping or sale. Imagine you are walking down a beach and you come across a creature that looks like a spider, scorpion, and crab hybrid in the dark. Meet the tailless whip scorpion with mandibles and appendages up to 2 feet long. This fascinating arachnid is venom-free, relying on its long tail to sense vibrations. Have you heard of the phrase, "run like a headless chicken"? Well, now meet the headless wasp. This little guy seems to have lost its head. The wasp seems confused as it cannot figure out where its head is. After a minute, the wasp is able to find it and then flies away with it. Next up, I have this strange, slimy creature that was discovered alongside a starfish.
I want to say a slug.
It's a straight up.
This slimy thing resembled a large snail without a shell. It was brown-black in color and about the size of a liver. It looked like an organ, but it's clearly some bizarre creature.
Yeah, it looks like some type of slug.
This apparently lifeless fish suddenly came back to life, and I'm telling you, this is not something you would want to miss. Now, it might be some muscle spasming, but it's not quite normal, right? Wondering what this is? Well, you might not be aware of it, but many types of marine annelid worms go through a process called epitauchy, where sexually immature worms transform into free-swimming forms capable of reproduction. Once fertilization happens, these worms release their eggs and sperm by quickly breaking down their bodies. These odd birds are up to something strange. They've spread their wings and are on top of the fence. One group of 5 are on the fence and another on a pole.
Oh my God, I have never, ever in my life seen anything this creepy.
They have their wings wide open, as if they're summoning something or performing a mysterious bird ritual. In Argentina, there's this guy with a pet albino cockroach. From the footage, we can see him taking it out of his pocket and holding it in his hand. The cockroach, which is all white and albino, squirmed out from his grip and crawled down his hand. A curious man stumbled upon a peculiar creature resembling a dragonfly. It sported a crocodile-like face, though not as sharp, along with large butterfly wings and legs. It's like it was created in a lab by mad scientists. What do you think? Let me know. The roof of this house was covered in snow, with pure white snow everywhere. Amidst this, there's a peacock, which is also pure white, blending perfectly with its surroundings. It looked incredibly beautiful against that snowy backdrop, and after a while, the big peacock flew away swiftly. A strange lizard caught this guy's eye as he strolled along a sidewalk in New Mexico. It had a vibrant blue hue, paired with striking red eyes and feet, making it stand out. What really caught his attention was the critter's mouth, where it clutched onto something, likely its prey. Some unusual fish caught the attention of visitors as they emerged from the grass and began climbing a nearby tree. I'm sure you've never seen anything like this before. Despite their aquatic origins, these fish seemed right at home on land. Their gray coloration made them blend in well with the surroundings as they clung to the branches. Now, check out these dolphins playing catch with a pufferfish. Yeah, this isn't an AI-generated video. These playful dolphins really are just having fun with the pufferfish, while making sure they don't hurt the little guy. Some visitors found this tiny, invisible bug on a green leaf. The bug itself is see-through, almost impossible to spot at first glance. You really have to look closely to notice it because it blends in so well with the leaf. It's so clear, you can even see the leaf through its body. A remarkable deep-sea fish was spotted with large eyes resembling an owl's face. It's intriguing because it's a fish, yet its eyes seem to glow in the darkest depths of the ocean, almost like they light up the underwater world. It gives off a bit of a spooky vibe, but it's definitely fascinating. A peculiar flower caught this local's eye. It's bright orange with fascinating patterns, which made it almost seem like there's a little face smiling back at you. It's got eyes, a nose, and a cute little mouth that makes it look like a character from a cartoon. Adorable, right? Hundreds of gray caterpillars were spotted moving in a swirling formation. They were stacked on top of each other, creating a dense circular pattern as they moved. A peculiar creature was discovered in the water, appearing open and revealing a brown exterior with a green interior. When touched, it immediately began to close itself, almost as if protecting its inner parts. It was truly a fascinating find, exhibiting a unique behavior in response to touch. A man had a clever pet crow that amazed him with its intelligence. The man placed food in a pipe where the crow couldn't reach it. However, the crow spotted another pipe on the ceiling. It fetched the pipe and inserted it into the larger one to push the food out. The food dropped down, and the crow ate its treat. This bridge was shrouded in fog as cars passed through it. Suddenly, a giant shadow appeared in the mist. As the fog began to clear, the shadow revealed its true form. It looked like a massive tank, or perhaps a giant pirate ship from old times. The size of it was astonishing. Drivers even slowed down, as they were afraid not to run into it. In the fields of Malaysia, a farmer discovered a giant Malaysian katydid, which is a bush cricket. The green insect was perched on a leaf when he found it. Surprisingly, the katydid didn't fear him, and it didn't fly away. Instead, it calmly sat on his hand, causing no harm. As it opened its wings, he noticed a brown, box-like structure on its back. A scuba diver spotted something unusual on camera from a distance in the clear water when he was out in the Pacific Ocean. As he swam closer to get a better look, it appeared to resemble a tadpole, but wasn't quite the same. It might be a species of stingray. In this next video, a man caught a fascinating creature from the ocean, a barrel shrimp. This tiny creature was transparent with black eyes and emerged from its hood-like shell. It was crystal clear and very small in size. The shrimp used its legs to touch its face. Want to see something extremely weird? Here's a video of a cow standing on the roof of a house.
You feed them, you raise them, you send them to school, and they're still stupid!
This big black cow stood there fearlessly, as if it was enjoying the weather. It looked at the camera before starting to stroll around the roof. In the rainforest of Brazil, a strange tree was discovered. The top of its trunk was covered with green algae, forming a large cluster. Water was trickling from the algae, almost as if the tree was producing it. There were no taps or recent rain to explain the water flow either. On an island in China, a visitor found a lifeless dragon. This dragon was quite large, with sharp teeth, big wings, and a long tail. It had long, sharp horns on its head and a slightly elongated face. The dragon lay lifeless, appearing to have only reached his demise a few days ago. A snake was spotted swimming in the water. It wasn't very big and was gliding smoothly. What's weird is that something feathery was attached to its head. It was unclear whether another animal was stuck on its head or if this feathery thing was part of the snake itself. This strange video shows a giraffe sitting in a truck. It was tied loosely to the front of the vehicle with a simple rope, sitting calmly as the truck moved along the road. The giraffe appeared to be enjoying the traffic and observing the human activity around it. 6 Shar-Pei puppies were found in a tub, just a few days old. With their characteristic wrinkled skin, they were all snuggled up, sitting on top of each other. Despite their tiny size, they seemed to be enjoying their time in the tub, creating an adorable and heartwarming scene. A man had a strangely weird creature that looked like a mix between a fish and a lizard. It had fins on its head, big lips, and small coral reef-like structures around its face. Whenever the man tried to touch it with his finger, the fish would swim towards it and attempt to gulp it down. This electric boat was moving in circles on the water, with 2 small skates attached. On these skates stood a squirrel gripping a pole. The skates moved along with the boat, and the squirrel effortlessly cruised around on them. Just look how cool it looks, and it actually seems to be enjoying the ride. This next video comes from a forest in southern Peru, where 4 people clung to a tree, holding on tightly. Below them, a group of hyenas and a rhino lurked, ready to attack. Those hyenas looked very hungry, just waiting for one of the people to fall. Those folks were terrified for their lives, knowing the hyenas would pounce if they made a wrong move. This appeared in someone's home in Egypt, and just the sight of it is so creepy that the video has amassed millions of views. At first, it looked like a nest, but the nest cannot move like this.
Don't kill it.
Can you guess what this thing is? While paragliding in Brazil, a man spotted a vulture soaring above him. To his surprise, the vulture swooped down and sat on his feet mid-flight. It seemed like the vulture was just enjoying the glide as much as the man was. They both continued to glide through the skies as if they were one. This next video is from a forest in Africa after it was struck by heavy lightning. The trees there caught fire, creating a fascinating sight. Doesn't it seem like some witches live inside these trees? Ever heard of grass bubbles? These pimple-like lawn blemishes form when water gets trapped beneath the surface, creating a ballooning sheet of grass. They often appear after heavy rain or a burst pipe, offering a unique and oddly gratifying experience. If you're having trouble recognizing this, let me tell you that this is what a turtle's inside actually looks like. Yeah, this is what that docile creature is hiding underneath it. In the corner of this house in Canada, a massive nest of wasps was spotted. These nests are not usually that big, but if you ever spot one of this size, it's time to evacuate. This nest was gray in color and filled with large wasps. The nest looked like an entire wasp society. And even the wasps themselves were super big. A woman was surprised to find a large egg that contained another shelled egg inside it when she cracked it open into a bowl.
Oh,
that is crazy.
It was unusual and intriguing to discover eggs within an egg.
That is.
She proceeded to crack the second egg, and similarly, this one contained a yolk.
that is creepy.
So that was in there.
While in the forest, a man cut down a pine tree, but it toppled in the wrong direction. It collided with a nearby tree, causing a chain reaction. One tree fell onto another, setting off a cascade. Eventually, a whole row of trees came crashing down. A massive tunnel-like object was captured on camera, and it was enormous. It resembled part of a rocket, plane, or large ship. Workers were transporting it on trucks, and it seemed unusual and out of the ordinary. A carpenter shaped something that ended up resembling a skull. Using tongs because it was too hot to touch, he dipped it into cold water, creating bubbles due to the extreme heat. Afterwards, he removed it from the water. In the rainforest, there's this amazing flower that secretes a natural shampoo-like fluid. It's like a gift of nature. The flower itself is stunning with its pink and yellow colors. When you gently squeeze it, it produces this clear liquid that everyone collects for shampoo. This breathtaking pool was discovered by a man taking a stroll with his dog. He claims it to be some sort of magma boiling underneath the water, while the online community called it a frog's pool. So this mystery will stay a mystery unless one of you decides to come up with an explanation.